Here we are, guys. We got game 1, play all 3. We're in the 4th of 5 rounds in TTL, and this should be a big one in this group. ACCM, 8 wins out of possible 9 games, looking like a killer so far. And then we got Sebastian, who's 7 wins out of possible 9. So first and second in the group here, Dave.
And like I said before, ACCM's been my most consistent and the guy consistent player and the guy who's impressed me the most in Titans League so far. Always feels like he's got a plan coming in. He's going to get trolled a little bit by these deer. I think Sebastian will as well. They're both on the other side of the wood line, which is pain. But they'll be able to scout the dock positions. ACCM abandoning that guy. Can't push him into the TC. He's playing Armenians. It's not a civ that we see all the time anymore on water. But it's still very, very strong, especially with the Hulk gameplay. If you get those galleys with the extra arrow, they've got a lot of extra DPS against the Hulks.
What I also find is really valuable is just the mule carts, because sometimes you don't end up getting a wood line like Sebastian has. Like, that's a really nice wood line. You end up getting what ACCM has, and that would actually be rather brutal for you in mid-feudal if you had to build a lumber camp. But the fact that you can use the mule cart's nice. Also a huge fan of the fortified churches and being able to make a couple warrior priests to collect the relics. And even attack here, right? Because we've seen most of the land attack that happens in Castle Age in this map, it's not insane investment. It's all about getting a lot of value from very little investment. And 1 or 2 warrior priests running around harassing is just perfect for mid game.
Well, there's also like the 40% more effective upgrades. That's a big number, man.
Yeah.
For like Feudal Age and Castle Age, it really, really starts to add up, especially on a map like this where, well, most water maps with Armenians, the majority of your eco is wood.
Yep.
And if you just get free improvement to those upgrades, that's going to be massive. So we'll see what Sebastian does to balance that out. The extra wood getting up to the Feudal Age and Castle Age with the Dravidians is really going to help. Obviously, it doesn't scale as well as the improved wood upgrades, but it'll help Sebastian add Navy if he's going for fast castle. He can add in extra docks without having to worry about having the wood for his buildings. So Dravidians can be very strong here. I think in general, Armenians are probably better in the late game than Dravidians are on water, but it's close.
You know what? I do think that's shifted a little bit, because in the past we didn't have Hawks, right? And fires were also less effective against galleons. So now I feel like you look at the Armenian tech tree, okay, you do have the Hawks, you do have the great galleons, you do have the great demos. But demos are a bit weirder for me right now because you have to get the separate upgrades for them. And there's also no fast fire for Armenians, which Sebastian does get. So in terms of options, the Dravidians are just maxed out on galleons, Hawks, fast fire, and demo, and getting shipwright. So we haven't seen enough games yet, but I think with the introduction of Hawks, I might prefer the Dravidian Navy just like 5% more than I did.
Yeah. I mean, it's like 1A and 1B.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're thinking about Navy, right?
Yeah.
So close. There's a couple civs in the game. If you look at them in late game, they're just going to be super, super powerful on the water. Armenians are one of them. Dravidians are one of them. Bengalis is another one of them. And then you have a couple offshoots like Italians or Koreans or Portuguese or whatever. But 2 good civ selections here. Not much going on early. Kind of looks like ACCM wants to go for some aggression with that forward dock. And Sebastian is going to go for the barracks. So he's going to mix in some land units. We'll see if ACCM's prepared for that.
Isn't it crazy? They're going up at the same exact second, and then their scouts go the exact same way and meet in the middle.
Yes. Yeah. That's the way it works, though. Every single time.
How mirrored can one get? That's crazy. Now, their build will be different because the barracks is up. But yeah, the notable thing here for me is ACCM's gone forward dock. Ever since we've had this map and also the water changes where you can now garrison the fishing ships, we haven't been seeing a lot of forward docks. Players have been playing a bit more defensive on water because of the ability to garrison. So it's not surprising to me at all to see ACCM go forward dock because he likes to take his control through some aggression. But yeah, I think Sebastian will see that and be like, oh, really? You know, I'm not expecting that. And he's got a decision to make now on how he wants to address the water side. For now, he's just fishing in the back. And his militia are actually going to walk towards the transport or around. You have two options here to attack on land.
And ACCM already mitigating the risk here. Like, he's already walling up. He knows Sebastian with Dravidians is probably going to play into infantry.
Yeah.
They're going to come on over. I don't know how much damage they can do. I'm going to mention it now before I forget, Tristan. You asked me about my controller games the other day. I played a Northern Isles game, right? And I didn't see the enemy at all, and he resigned in like 6 minutes. So I was like, what happened? I went and watched the wreck. He tried to transport a villager to the middle to get a super forward dock against me. He ran into a bear because he didn't bring the scout. And at the same time he was quick walling in his villager, he lost a villager to the boar just standing still. He just resigned, bro.
That's so funny, man. That's so funny. Well,
it was pretty brutal. I felt bad for the guy.
Yeah, that's great. Well, ACCM, he might have expected man-at-arms, but he loses the scout there. And so far, I'm very surprised because he's going to add galleys on the front, which we know are good for the Armenians. But it's a bit different now. Sebastian actually not adding any hawks, which I think people would do instinctually or instinctively. He's just going to add the fires behind, which are much better now against the galleys. So in terms of early initiative and the way the eco is flowing, I like it for Sebastian because he went for a bit of greed. He added 2 more fishing ships. He's got a second dock back there. And just, he's got pressure, right? And on top of this pressure, even though ACCM's walling it out for now, he's actually going to go for a forward archer range as well.
Yeah, and there's the archer range for ACCM. So far, really good defense from ACCM, but this is what Sebastian can do. He just keeps this pressure on you. He never lets you escape. And then he's always adding military, and his macro behind it is fantastic. So we'll see if he can hold off the water pressure. Right now, ACCM's just a little bit too distracted. He doesn't feel comfortable going forward with the galleys in this position because he knows he's going to have things to do at home.
Well, you know, there's a lot to talk about on water. Now that there's fires, it would make sense to add the hawks, which ACCM is doing. The thing we got to come back to, though, is it's so tough to micro on water while you also have to defend the land. So we'll see if ACCM can manage things perfectly. I think the combination of galleys and hawks can be very strong. But for now, his galleys are going to loop one way. His hawks are mainly defending his fish. Still no tower or anything. And yeah, we'll see what the focus is like. But without fletching, yeah, that fire tanks a decent amount. And ACCM does notice it and backs up for now.
I think the one thing about ACCM is he usually doesn't bite off more than he can chew. And what I'm talking about with that is a lot of players would send their galleys forward and they try and micro that and then defend at home. And they'd be like, well, I just got to win the fights. I just got to be better.
Yeah.
You know, I just got to micro everything at the same time. And then it all collapses, right? ACCM, he's just going to kind of hang out. He's going to go for hulks at home. He garrisons the fishing ships. Sebastian got one. And he's going to play pretty defensive here until he can get everything cleared up. And then he will start to slowly expand. But, I mean, Sebastian makes it so difficult for you, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's just always around, and this early pressure is really, really annoying.
This is 5-0 KD for Sebastian. Like, he killed the scout. He still has his own scout. His range units are being microed perfectly. Like, normally, you're just not able to manage everything. Look back at his eco. He's got villagers on berries. He's dropping the market to think about castle age. This is an impressive start for Sebastian. And let's not forget, if Sebastian even wins just 2-1, even though they'll be tied in wins, he'll have a tiebreak situation over ACCM.
He wins the head-to-head.
So he'd win the head-to-head, which, if they were ever tied, would likely make a big difference here. So yeah, winner of this series, very good position in first place, which means a bye in the playoffs. And yeah, I mean, it's just impressive.
Oh my goodness. 6 fishing ships just working peacefully this entire time as well. ACCM finally shows up at the back, and we'll see if Sebastian can manage that. I don't think he's noticed it. He hasn't noticed it yet. He's just now pulling away. Scout goes down, fire being pushed away, and some idle fishing ships. But ACCM is forced to go for the defensive tower. Things aren't looking as comfortable anymore in his base. He hasn't lost a villager yet. He only lost a fishing ship, but he'll get the tower up.
Definitely an example you can tell where both players were looking. ACCM lost like 4 skirms there, and Sebastian was thinking he was AFK. and then ACCM killed the fish, or at least like one of the fishing ships maybe, or harassed at least.
I love those interactions where you're watching your opponent's units. It's like, this guy sucks, and then you look back at your base.
It reminds me. You know that clip where I think is like Nilly versus MBL or something, and like MBL thought his opponent drops.
AFK.
Yeah, he pauses because
just
he thought Nilly disconnected from his PC, but really Nilly was looking somewhere else. Yeah, and he's like drop, and then Nilly's like no, just bad. Well, we are seeing though the benefit of having the back docks and the benefit of being able to garrison your fish, right? Hawks are good against galleys, but that arrow fire from the dock is helping. And so Sebastian's still not losing all of his fish yet. And the land control's been beneficial. That tower position's very nice just to section off that area of the map long term. And I mean, Sebastian's kind of at the limit with res, but he still does have nice military out here. And he kills a villager, and ACCM's just kind of stunned. He cannot keep up with him.
He's stuck in the feudal age to some extent as well. Like, he had to buy stone for another tower, probably smart. Right, because he doesn't have much to defend over here. He finally does lose a villager. And ACCM's eco is all over the place, dude. He had to move that entire wood line over here. The villagers are bumping all over the place. The hulks at the back are getting cleared up by Sebastian's navy. And look at the KD, 23-9. Sebastian with an insane start here in this set.
Yeah, dude, he's so good. Like, look at the eco upgrade timing, too. But it's everything's perfectly at the limit, right? Just being able to get bow solid medium warships and then still have just enough food to produce the villagers. I think with this, he could honestly go for an even bigger fish boom. He's got 5 fishing ships. Would not be surprised to see him lean heavier into the fishing ship count, considering the water dominance he's about to have. And then even a Vill's on stone, just the 1 Vill on stone to get enough stone for the second TC. Like, this is just...
Yep.
It's just perfect start. Like we've said, like
ACCM,
6 times.
I mean, he's not going to quit. We know that. He's going to keep playing here. And Sebastian, like you said, he's got to start focusing on food a little bit, right? He doesn't have many berries here. The way ACCM can come back into this game is having a more consistent eco than Sebastian. And Sebastian, with 6 fishing ships only, is going to really struggle to get all the techs he needs and to keep his TC going.
It's interesting, we continue to see fires here from Sebastian, almost like he just feels like it's completely fine against the Hawks. I feel like he should probably mix in a couple of his own Hawks, but the numbers are so good, man. And getting the upgrade advantage, being on the next level of warships, is kind of a big deal as well.
Well, I would love... I actually really like this water balance currently. I just would love the docks to not be able to fire arrows. Because then that means you can't do what Sebastian just did, which was use the fishing ships garrisoned
as a
to
weapon.
Drive off the hulks and just have like fires in defense, right?
Yeah.
Then you actually have to play into your own hulks to counter them, or galleys, or something like that. You can't just sit back and garrison every single time your opponent comes in.
I mean, the arrows thing, at the very least, I feel like the arrows do too much damage. Which completely affects feudal. Yeah, so if you're gonna have the arrows,
where is ACCM going?
ACCM knows he's behind, but Sebastian sees him.
Send it. He's coming forward, baby.
I mean, this is correct recognition from ACCM to know he's behind, but ACCM, he's up against a player who's simply too good and is not going to be not going to be called out at all. Okay, it's a church, which feels like you had to do, because at least you can complete that and save the villagers. I think the plan's clearly castle drop, though. All right, there's the church.
There's the siege workshop from Sebastian. He's going for 2 extra TCs. Once again, his food eco is not fantastic. He's finally adding some more farms here, but he'll struggle to keep production up. And he's going longswords too. Like, I don't know how he can afford the Vills, the longswords, and the techs that he needs for those longswords. He might be biting off more than he can chew.
Yeah, he might be. And honestly, the town center's a bit of an eyesore here for Sebastian if that starts to get siege push or castle drop. But I think it's going to be mainly just a church rush now from ACCM. We've seen ACCM claw these types of games back, right? He could just
Yes.
He could do such a nice job of just holding on, and he can find important positions which are so awkward for the opponent to defend. That is what this moment is right now. Ezeko's still pretty brutal. He doesn't have many farms. He doesn't have many working fishing ships, any working fishing ships now. But he's found something here. So there's some positives for ACCM.
Yeah, Zico's looking a little cleaner than it did a couple minutes ago, and that's nice for him. And he's finally dictating, somewhat anyway, the pace of the game. He's forcing Sebastian to react to him, but he still has like 8 idle villagers forward.
Yeah.
So it's not super clean here for ACCM.
The changes they made to the church were really good in my opinion. Now you can get if you want the range they had before, you actually have to research the blacksmith techs. So. Oh, man, perfect attack rounds from Sebastian. The church just doesn't have as much range as it could with Bodkin. Bodkin is something that ACCM can't afford. And just behind this, Dave, I'm watching the farm count just expand and expand and expand for Sebastian. That and the fishing ships. I think this church is going to end up going down unless ACCM can land one of his own shots here.
ACCM doesn't even have a dock, so he can't even go if he wants to like sneak a castle drop somewhere else.
Yeah.
He can't even do it.
And dude, where would he go that Sebastian can't see? Sebastian's got units on every crossing. Like, all the tiny details he's locked in. Like he just knows everything except for how to maybe manage this, but I think he's going to run after it now. The longswords are pretty slow, unfortunately, but if you take down the mangonels, that's all you need, and that's exactly what he'll do. Just perfect from Sebastian. So well played. Perfect timing on that. Talk about patience too, right? Some people completely like misjudge this. They'll lose their mangonels. They'll go in with only 5 long swords instead of 10. But not Sebastian here. I mean, the church still feels like it's impossible to kill. But
yes,
it's close to going down. And once that's down... I want to see
Sebastian use some of that wood. I mean, the farms are amazing. But just queue up. I mean, don't go Hera level and have 7,000 fishing ships, but like,
yeah.
You know, 10 more.
Yeah, no,
really solid.
I agree. I agree. Having, I'm surprised he's only at 5, but I think he recognizes he just cannot lose this area. As long as he doesn't lose this area, he's got this game. And he's still holding. The other thing I'd like to see, and it's kind of awkward because one of them is right underneath his TC, but 10 villagers on stone just to place a castle somewhere would be really nice for the future. But again, the patience, right? The fact he just sits here and he just waits.
Like, the fact that ACCM even made something happen this game is kind of impressive. I think a lot of players would have been in that position where Sebastian gets Castle Age and they're not close to clicking up, and they just would have felt like, it's over. I can't do anything. He's still in a really bad position, but at least he's caused some stress. Well, you know, maybe you can carry that into the next game. A little bit of momentum. He's getting a raid on the wood line now.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that it's definitely a real thing. ACCM can look at this game and say, I had a brutal start. I should have never had a chance after the opening. So even if you end up losing, you can take some positives from it. But again, Sebastian just waiting. Those longswords were slowly being massed inside the town center, just like before. They move in again. The siege is going to go down, and the church will actually go down for once as well. And I know there was a little bit of a raid from ACCM, but there's longswords there to deal with it. And ACCM is just waiting for a castle spot, but he doesn't have the place to put the castle anymore.
Guess how much damage that church took before
I don't know, like
down?
8K or something? I have no clue.
9,600.
Okay, nice. I'm pretty proud of the 8K guess, yeah. I mean, ACCM, he knows how important the game is. He knows how important the warm-up is for him, but also for the casters. And he's giving us our warm-up now because he's just slowly dying here, man. Next church is going to be down as well.
He's only behind by 3,000 score, so...
Yeah, true. It's not quite at the... His opponent's got double the score, though, so there's got to be a separate threshold. It's not 5K score anymore when it's this early in the game. And there we go.
Great game so far by Sebastian. Yeah, convincing game 1.
I am surprised, right? Like, typically when you watch ACCM, there's no question on whatever his build and strategy is going to be. And I've never seen anybody go forward dock galleys on the new water balance yet. So initially I thought, like, okay, maybe he's on to something. Let's let him cook. But at least it felt like the way Sebastian played this was just perfect. You get the little bit of land pressure to utilize the hybrid element, the back dock with the fishing ships, the pressuring with the hawks. Maybe it's not a question of what ACCM did at all. Maybe what he did is fine. It's just Sebastian played like a beast. Well played.
I mean, it could be he could have misread what Sebastian was doing as well.
Yeah.
If you see back dock, he could have read it as some sort of like fast castle play.
True. Yeah.
From Sebastian, and then got completely caught off guard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good point. We were kind of doing our intro, but I think it's important to know, did he scout the barracks? Because typically you can use your scout.
He didn't, because the scout was busy with the other one on the left
attacking.
side. Looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good read. It's possible.
So he didn't scout the barracks, but he saw the uptime. So then he got worried and started walling.
Yeah.
So he might have just complete misread.
Yeah, it's very likely if ACCM is prepared, and I'm sure he is, that he feels like the Dravidian players should not play Man-at-Arms, and maybe they play like Fast Castle or something there. So yeah, that's a good point. I don't think we've covered that many games on this map together, so I'm hoping we get one of those games where the players go crazy for the elephants.
Yes.
My take coming into this tournament was that it's not worth it to take the risk, but some people have disagreed, and they've been sending Vils out early and bringing in 6 or 7 elephants here.
My favorite game I've seen on this one was probably MBL versus Barles, where MBL found the ultimate counter unit to Barles, which is just make 15,000 rams. And he can't handle it, dude. He can't handle it.
Yeah. And Sebastian... I mean, Sebastian's got but they both have civilizations where you get additional villagers, right? So booming is fantastic with them. Bengalis get the villagers for free by making it to the next stage. But here we go in Zimbabwe. It is an arena-style map, but you have the one fixed rhino, which is relatively close to the base. Sebastian playing it safe so far, using his scout to just protect the area. And so he'll bring in his rhino. This I like. Rhino kind of bugs out a little bit. And then for ACCM, he is done the same. Sorry, I wasn't even looking. So they've both gone for the same approach.
I want to see like full diplomacy community game strategies here where they like negotiate. You know, I take 3, I'll let you take 4. And I won't touch your Vils, bringing them in. You know what I mean?
What?
Like I'll give you a water buffalo if you let me take this one.
Imagine the drama though if they do that, and then like there's no rule in the handbook that says the players have to follow the diplomacy agreements, and then like you get 2 players upset with each other and like coming to the admins like, hey, we had a deal, bro. Like that's what I thought was going to happen with these new civs, was that there was going to be a series where someone would like message the other guy and say, hey, no Incas, no Mapuche, no Muisca. We're not going to deal with any of that crap. And then someone would actually pick it first pick, and then someone would be pissed, and they'd come to us and say, dude, like we had a deal. Like there's nothing in the rules. I don't know what to do with that. So
yeah, and then you'd say tough, dude.
that's exactly what we'd
You're
say.
an idiot.
So, yeah, exactly.
You're an idiot.
Skill issue. Yeah, so maybe we've reached that level now because they're both so good. They both could easily be first in the group and go deep in the playoffs, that they agree with my initial take. They're just not going to take the risk.
No, Sebastian is coming out with no loom.
Ooh, okay. And he's looking around, and he doesn't see the scout anymore from ACCM. ACCM is giving up on it. He's going to go back and push the zebra. How many will Sebastian go for here? He sees a lot of them, but I think...
Oh, he's going for at least a couple, dude. He's getting loom. He's going for at least a couple.
Yeah, at least 2. It actually, if you get enough of them, they block each other. It actually becomes a little bit easier. I think loom is maybe to play it safe because you know that ACCM scout could be lurking. And all right, it's going to be 2. I doubt he's going to double back for more. So that'll be 800 food coming home for Sebastian here. What's the play though with the fast castle? We know Sebastian's going to have the food. You could go monks. I feel like Ratha could be good. You could also just boom. It's very hard to know because Bengalis have so many good options.
Yeah, I don't know, because it kind of depends on what your opponent's going to go for as well. Like, what's the play with the way here? Is it just boom? Is it John Bay?
I would assume that the way ACCM would want to play this is almost like classic arena style, where we just see the like Lycav or Jean Bay for map control, get the relics and play late game and win with traction traps, right? I really like traction traps on this map because you're so close to the opponent. So 14 range traction trap, you could be in your own base applying damage to their walls. Like in theory, the way can surpass the Bengali villager count, but because you need to get so many eco upgrades to do so, and oftentimes you feel like you need to get map control from their monks. In my very little experience with Way, I find it very difficult to get the boom right. At least like with map control. If you give up full map control, if you just play 3 TCs against Bengalis when they can go castle or monks and siege, it's like also really awkward. So it's a big guessing game right now. That's for sure.
Can you do an elephant noise?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay. You shut that down so quick.
Yeah, no.
I thought you were at least going to think about it.
No, I thought about it. That was me thinking about it.
Oh.
I didn't.
You never thought that fast about anything in your life.
That is
bro.
true. I'm glad you pointed it out. I was pretty impressed. I was like, damn. Normally
Usually
it takes...
I can hear the hamster wheel going around.
Exactly. I was gonna say typically it takes me an extra second or two to realize. You know how it goes. Sadly, like the other night, Jamie asked me a question. It took me like a full 3 seconds to process the sentence. But on that one, nope. No, thank you.
She's not really one to spend much time thinking either. She just has her answer right away.
Yep. We see ACCM bringing in the final zebra, which Sebastian's also able to work on. This might not seem like a lot compared to the elephants, but it is a detail that players have looked for in almost every game. We had a game, I forget who it was, but we had a player, their zebra were in the only area of Dark Fog of War they hadn't scouted, and they were looking for them. They thought it was a bug. They paused and said, hey, like, we need to I don't have my elephants. And our admin was like, you can't say, or I guess don't have the zebras, sorry. You can't say specifically where they are. So they just said, no, it's not a bug. And then, it was Nikov. That made it even better, yeah. And then Nikov's like, what? And he's like, looks. He's like, no way, it's there, right? And he finds him. It was funny. Vill's on stone now for Sebastian. So there's our answer. Okay, so the castle drop situation is interesting. If it's castle drop v castle drop, which again, you don't know, oftentimes you want to play like more defensive castle just so you can get your unique unit.
Yeah.
But if it's castle versus no castle, you have the decision, do you go for the easy castle, which is between both player bases, which is right out of your gate, or you build a castle that boxes out the important stone and gold in the hill?
I wonder if you're ACCM as well and you're afraid of potentially getting castle dropped. If you go for the range here...
Yeah.
Are you no, it's going stable. Okay, never mind. Are you adding units?
Yeah, and then the other thing, too, is... I mean, you could still deny a castle. If you spot it and you have 2 scouts and a spearman and pull a couple vills, you could still deny a castle. So I think a lot of this for Sebastian is going to come down to where ACCM scout is. This is another important scout engagement because ACCM scout is weak and Sebastian is chasing him away. So Sebastian might be comfortable that he could sneak a castle up. ACCM also couldn't see the stone in there when he went past.
He just missed it.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, ACCM has a decision to make now, too. Like, on one hand, you don't want to show your scout so he knows your strategy, but that's also not a bad thing because you can kill their own scout. So I think he's just going to hope that Sebastian falls into the base here. Sebastian doesn't make the mistake. And Sebastian also missing information by 1 tile, dude. Oh, man.
Scouts are coming out. Where does this castle go? That's kind of the question right now. Are we building it defensive for unit production, or are we building it aggro? If you build it defensive, then you can't really get through the walls that easily. If you build it aggro, then there's some openings for your Ratha to go through.
Well, I think he's about to realize there's going to be army because that scout is a full HP scout. Yep,
Maybe.
ACCM
Nope,
wants
he's
that
going
kill.
forward.
And yeah, some indecision from Sebastian maybe.
He really can't tell where he wants to go, dude. Can't figure it out.
Yeah, so this is where I feel like showing your scouts is actually very good for ACCM, because if he didn't, it's likely he has a castle on his face, which is not so easy to deal with if you just have scouts. But Sebastian still will have a pretty competitive unit.
Yeah, he's going forward.
Is it in his base or is it like in the middle?
It's on ACCM's face.
Okay. I mean, I don't hate that because that is literally, oh my god, you're not kidding. That is in front of the gate. I don't hate that if you wall in the
build. The
castle
is going through the gate.
True. The foundation's on the other side. What is that?
It's in ACCM's base, yeah.
How did he get the building permits for that? That's weird. I guess it's the weird hill there because the base is on an uphill. All right, well, castle's going to go up. This is not what you want if you're ACCM. You wanted an easy game where you can just go get the relics and you're not under pressure. And Ratha are an annoying unit to deal with. ACCM has decisions to make. I'm going to check the Way Monastery now because I honestly couldn't even tell you. And their monks are horrible.
They're pretty bad, dude. They're very bottom heavy.
Yeah.
That monastery.
Yeah. So you can't get Redemption to convert Siege. You can't get Atonement to convert Monks. Those are really the two biggest things. And now you've got a castle here. And there will be Siege from Sebastian as well. So that's it's going to make life difficult for ACCM.
He began the wall behind, though, in time. And Sebastian will be able to get into the base, but he's going to be stopped by the house wall. Second town center is already up for ACCM. The villager count is already ahead for him because of those villas from the eco upgrades. And he's still got the scouts kind of roaming around. So there's not a lot of freedom for Sebastian to expand right now until he clears those up. And so far, he hasn't done any damage either. So it's still looking okay for ACCM. I just have to wonder how he deals with the sustained pressure here of Ratha and a siege workshop.
Well, if you have the walls, you can use your own siege to take decent trades here. The Ratha have the melee mode, but that doesn't give you an answer to the mangonels until the house goes down. So I think you hope for good trades. I like how active ACCM is being. He's looking to see if Sebastian's anywhere else, but that's also smart from Sebastian not to leave his base at all. Is to just come down to, like, this is kind of rare at high-level AoE. People rarely encounter these situations, but sometimes you just have straight-up worse tech, and you just have to take better engagements. And if you can take better engagements with worse tech, later on in the game, the tech changes. In this case, for ACCM, that would be traction traps. So
Sebastian sending some Ratha back to try and deal with those scouts. We'll see if ACCM continues to be active with those. We have 3 TCs now for ACCM, and he's just going to try and hold for as long as he can. He knows he's going to have the eco lead. Just needs to hold on.
Yep. Sebastian kills the scouts, or most of them anyways, and now he expands to the second TC. Guys, remember, we haven't really looked there, but over time, the most important area is this hill with that cracked terrain, the stone and the gold there. So while there is the main push to worry about, both players will run out of stone and gold in their base pretty quickly here. I think already...
It's hard to afford things for Sebastian. He needs a better food eco. He needs a food eco, actually, looking at his base.
Dude, it's...
Please?
I really don't think there's another player in AoE that waits to build farms until the last possible second, like Sebastian. Like, with like, Hera's known for his farming eco and Leary. They're always adding them incrementally, like 1 or 2 at a time, over time, and they don't float the wood. Sebastian, he'll go super big micro moment, and then he'll go from, like, 800 wood like this down to 0. Yeah, he's going to do it now, maybe.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, like, that's what he does. He did the
9
same in the
farms.
previous game. Remember, you were like, I don't know if he has the food eco for this, and then it's suddenly he stopped spending on, I guess, ships or siege or whatever. Very interesting.
Good defense so far from ACCM. Hasn't lost any units for free. He's been really, really careful with the Mangonel and the Monks. Now the Ratha are at the back there. There's a T90 farm on that back TC from ACCM. Holy cow.
Hey, don't judge, man. That's just what elite players do sometimes.
Please just eliminate her.
Well,
Oh
she's
my
still
goodness.
alive somehow. And I gotta say, the outposting from Sebastian is pretty heads-up play. He has the outpost there, Dave. It's such an important detail. And he clearly has the experience to know that area is going to be important. Does he notice this? He notices it. I think ACCM saw the Ratha were leaving, and ACCM saw the outpost as well, and ACCM has to come back. And now the Ratha see the villagers are no longer going that way, and the Ratha are going to dive in. That's crazy.
And the Wrath at the back still getting value. ACCM hasn't noticed that yet, so he's lost a couple villagers there. He's going to garrison now. Defensive castle might actually be better at this stage of the game for ACCM. Just to like hold off this push, because he still has the more effective eco.
Yeah, yeah. But, you know, long term it is, what are you defending? You are, I guess, defending your farms for now. Man, I have been so impressed with Sebastian today. His micro with the mangonels is just unreal. His macro is really good now as well. Like, the farming eco is there. Still behind 10 vills. But that is a nice win for him. He doesn't actually know that ACCM has the castle there. But it's a nice win that the castle's been forced there. And the Ratha dive in. They'll switch to melee mode, I'm sure, to take that mangonel. And the other mangonels for Sebastian. He will save them, and he'll kill them both here. Wow.
He's going to lose some Ratha to the castle in the TC, though. But both mangonels going down is huge. ACCM needs another one. He's kind of strangled on resources right now. He's trying to keep the villagers coming out. Idle TCs as he goes for Tiger Cab, and that'll allow Sebastian to catch up on the villager count. ACCM does sneak a 4th TC up in the north, though.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, unfortunately for him, there's no gold there. It is just stone, so he might need to start selling some stone for gold. He is still able to have a little bit of gold in his base, and he's still holding on for dear life. There's no monks for Sebastian here. Tiger Cav should be pretty decent here.
Oh, he misclicked the gate. He misclicked the gate instead of sending the mangonels back. He might lose them.
Oh, I don't know.
One.
Melee mode Ratha should still be pretty good against the Tiger Cab, I think. They don't have a lot of melee armor. And all ACCM wants to do is clear the siege. Can he clear the siege? That's some sick blocking from Sebastian. He actually saves one of them. And yeah, they're very much aware of each other in the north now. So honestly, I think this comes down to, do we see a siege push or a castle from either player in the north? And ACCM is really heavy on stone. So if he can soon build a castle in between these town centers, which he now sees, like that, it's still pretty critical here.
Yep. Great job from Sebastian expanding his eco behind this push.
Yeah, agreed.
Like more farms coming up now. Like you said, he floats a lot of wood, and then he just dumps it all in on the farms. He's got more res collected. The villager count is super close.
I really think, and maybe he's doing it now as that mangonel gets pretty much wasted. I really think the focus has to shift to this northern area now. And for ACCM, the same. I think monks are going to be the difficult thing for him to deal with because they could just convert the Tiger Cav. The Tiger Cav have decent enough stats to maybe in even numbers beat the Ratha. But Tiger Cav costs food too, so that delays your imp time. Sebastian and ACCM find each other. There's 2 town centers on the hill. It's on cracked terrain, guys, so the buildings go down so much faster than they typically would. I think ACCM's about to go for a madman castle, dude. He's got to.
He looks a bit... ACCM looks a bit off today. Like he's been struggling to queue villagers even when he has the food, right? Even when he's not making Tiger Cav. His farms have been a little awkwardly played, just not as clean as we've seen the previous couple weeks, and maybe that's just all of the pressure coming out from Sebastian.
I mean, remember...
This is his home map. Remember, like, he wanted this.
Well, every other game we watched with ACCM, he was the aggressor, and then he just controlled the whole game. But Sebastian has done that today. Both openings, Sebastian's the conversation. So, nice conversion there from Sebastian. And Sebastian will see that castle. I don't actually think that castle's too disappointing because while that does secure some of the area for ACCM, it doesn't pressure the top of the hill or his own town center. And I love Ratha here because it's, as Phosphor once told me, it is a wood gold knight, right? Yes, you have the ranged option, but it literally is just wood gold, 10 base attack, 100 HP. And when you're thinking about Imperial Age, spending wood and gold is so much more important than spending the food and gold because, like, ACCM's got to stay Castle Age forever now.
He's stretching out to the gold in the south. There's only 2 tiles down there. So you will need access in the north at some point. Right now, he doesn't really have it unless he goes over to that gold to the right. But everything's kind of exposed to these Ratha because he just doesn't have the army to counter this now with the monks mixed in.
Isn't it crazy how Sebastian is just never surprised by anything? Like, he went for the push. He built the outpost, so he knew ACCM would potentially move out. That was a game-changing situation where ACCM had to build the first castle on his base. There's even an outpost in those 2 houses in the back. So he's just, like, able to assess the situation for what it is. I realize that ACCM will run out of gold soon. But, man, I'm seeing scale barding armor, which doesn't apply to the Ratha. So maybe that's a misclick. And we see the Ratha engage and the Tiger Cav go in, and there's monks there as well. There's no way the Tiger Cav have any chance. No way.
That's a really bad fight from ACCM.
Yikes.
What was he thinking?
Yikes. I mean, sometimes you take a bad fight because you know you're behind and it's only going to get worse. Maybe that's what that was. But against the monks,
even a fight.
That was a donation right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
the second armor up, Sebastian definitely doesn't know what the Ratha need for their upgrades, bro. He thinks it's cav armor.
He really thinks it's a knight. Yeah, it's for those that don't know, it's the archer armor that would apply here. So,
castle off.
All right, castle off. Castle's already on the way up for Sebastian. He still has the monks there. There are more villagers building for ACCM. But I don't think that he is going to have a very good time here. The Ratha are going to go in, and some of the converted Tiger Cav, and they patrol right onto the edge of the villagers there. They can go the other way as well. It's at 70%. There's no army left for ACCM, and this is a doubt castle. Sebastian has come to play today, and he is up 2-0. What a performance.
And that guarantees that he's going to be ahead of ACCM after this set now.
Regardless.
So this is...
Yep.
Yeah, this is really, really nice for Sebastian. He's just dictated the pace of play. And like I said, ACCM, usually Mr. Consistency for me today, is struggling. And he's struggling with a lot of the eco execution, in my opinion. Like the first game and this game, his macro behind has been difficult.
Yeah.
And the micro in some of the fights has not been there. So maybe it's just... You know, he's feeling a little bit off today, or maybe it is truly Sebastian pressuring him so much.
I think it could easily be. It could easily just be that we're so used to seeing ACCM be the aggressor, and he has not been able to find opportunities. Remember when Sebastian was doing a double take on where to build the castle? He could have easily gone for the defensive castle. I think it's a very different game. That castle that he placed is a bit of a risk. He knew ACCM had military out because he saw the scouts, and he went for it anyways. That castle spot was huge in the end. But yeah, it's not ACCM's home map coming up, but the good news is we saw him dominate on this map already. High Tides is very good for him. And on High Tides, you pretty much have to play through some type of strong military opening. So I think what's important now, I think they're... if ACCM wins the next game, they would be tied in total wins, which would mean in the 5th round, if Sebastian were to get one less win than him, he could still take first. So ACCM needs to turn it around now. I don't know if what he'll play yet. It might even be in the next game. But, ooh, okay, there's our answer.
Surprised that slipped through. We'll see how the champions do.
Yeah, I mean, Japanese are insane, right? So if this doesn't look good, we might question it a little bit, but this has got to be for the champions.
Dude, it's going to be difficult in London if these new civs are getting picked all the time, because people are avoiding them like the plague in these tournaments.
Yeah, right?
Especially in Titans League. So I don't really have a feel for like how well they're going to perform in the mid to late game. You know all about the early game with them and the champions, but it's still kind of a question mark.
So funny thing here, we're probably going to see a very different High Tides game. Sebastian's going for a barracks opening with Persians to probably match the Champy Rush. He's built his barracks in the back of his base. I mean, it's not that big a deal. But if you just look at Sebastian's base for a second, for his Fog of War, I think he assumed with his base setup that he would need to attack to the right side. He'll realize pretty quickly, like, oh yeah, actually, I got to go the other way. But yeah, barracks opening. Typically, you'd see the Persians just go to wood early, go for the dog. But because everyone seems to think it's going to be a Champy Rush from the Mapuche here, Sebastian wants to go for the militia. He's going the wrong way. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my god. Oh, he hasn't looked at the mini map. I've done this so many times. I'm sure you have as well, right?
Yeah.
Like you see the setup and you're like, yeah, I'll build all my production buildings there. And then you realize that you're rushing the edge of the map.
Yeah. Well,
like,
I have seen, ironically, Nikov did this against Sebastian. Some players, if they get the militia out this early, actually use the militia as a scout while they push their deer. So maybe that was intentional. But reminder, guys, even though it's becoming more common, this is not easy, what we're seeing here. Like, you invest your wood into the barracks and those houses, and you don't have any wood for the dock, you don't have any wood for a lumber camp, you're going to be relying on stragglers. So you kind of want this to get some value at some point. And on the other side, the Mapuche, I mean, this is not a civ that is, while they can go for the champies, this is not a civ that necessarily is the best at the champy rush that everyone's been very scared of, like the Incas and the Tupi. So their bonuses are, you get off more food from the foragers, you can make spears and skirms from your settlements, but you don't have any bonuses for the early champy rush here.
It could be a settlement spear skirm rush type of thing.
But this is already what's wild is that I think Sebastian's whole build has changed because of the fear of the champy, right?
Yes.
Like, I don't think he does this with Persians if he wasn't expecting the champy rush. So here he comes.
Well, ACCM has got to be looking at that score and going like, this is more than scouting, dude.
Yeah.
This has to be something else. And he's going to catch a glimpse of this militia. So that tells him that it's pre-lumber camp drush. That militia can't even kill the goat.
I actually didn't know that militia couldn't one-shot a goat until that moment.
I didn't either.
All right. Well, Sebastian's going to get away with the goats. That's a good start. But ACCM will drop a barracks, and maybe we will see the champions after all. And
don't go for that elephant, bro. That is...
Oh.
With no loom?
Ooh. You know what you can do is you attack it with the scout and then run it around in circles and kill it with the militia. It's risky, especially right now. I think boars and elephants glitch out a little bit, and they change targets a lot more than they were in previous patches. He's just going to camp it and do the sure thing, which is just deny that so far. But yeah, for anyone who's new, the settlement you could drop off every resource at. That's a very nice settlement spot for ACCM, and you don't always get that. Sometimes your gold would be far away from the wood line, like Sebastian's. And Sebastian's scout, again, another game where he's just actively setting the tone. He sees the barracks now, and ACCM's taking the risk to get the elephants. They got to click so fast here, Dave.
Sebastian seems like he should be the faster clicker. ACCM de-aggroes it, he pulls it in. Beautiful job by ACCM. It's a risk, but it paid off.
Yeah, so now ACCM's got his res, and now ACCM's sending the champies forward, and these things are fast.
And what does Sebastian have? All of his stuff is forward. Like, he's sending his militia all the way back across the map with his scout.
Yeah.
Damn, this has turned into not a great situation for Sebastian. He has sent villagers to the south, so he's trying to get enough wood for a dock, and he's going to be fishing there, which is great.
Yep. All right, that's interesting. Well, I brought this up last week. It was Nikov against Sebastian who ended up docking in the south, and I think now with the garrison fishing ships change, docking in the south is a lot stronger because you could have the vills there, and then you just garrison fish to save them against a couple random units.
ACCM's going down there too.
Whoa, double docks in the south? What? That's crazy.
Sebastian was pretty badly housed there too with that fishing ship.
Yeah, luckily he's Persians.
Actually.
At what point do they find each other down there? They're both assuming that they're being the sneaky one and that the opponent's going to be docking in the north. We've got the 4th champion on the way for ACCM. Sebastian's on the way to feudal, but ACCM can take gold and wood from the settlement. He has food underneath the TC, and champions are really fast compared to man-at-arms. So it's going to get dangerous for Sebastian. Needs to hit the house.
Is going to go down.
Gets it in the final seconds. Wow. I mean, so much of the food eco for both of them is going to be in the south. Like, that is the fastest source of food income for them pretty soon. But I just love ACCM's position because ACCM can freely do whatever he wants right now, right? Like, he's actively attacking the opponent. He's able to take his berries. And this is where the settlements become strong, even with a civ that I think doesn't have as many bonuses for this. Look at how much pop space you have. It's so smooth for your economy. Look at the play from Sebastian, though. Patient. He heals up his militia. It's very slow, but he's still healing them inside the TC. He's actually going to have 4 of them. He's on his golds. He'll have enough for man-at-arms, and he will have man-at-arms about a minute before ACCM can ever upgrade these champions.
Do you know, does the Forager bonus, is that similar to like Malians having more gold, or is it they're literally dropping off more? I guess I could just the bills.
Yeah, honestly, I have no clue. Honestly, I have no clue.
I don't know how that works.
And speaking of no clue, this is sometimes a weakness when you play champions. Your scout unit is part of the main military, and so you're not actively looking around with something. The walls are here for ACCM, but I don't think he knows that Sebastian is actually going to have 4 units here. He is walling like he expects something, but it will be man-at-arms from Sebastian, and still the south, dude. I know demos are weaker now, but a demo in the south could be a game changer for either player. And no scouting.
ACCM walls out the men-at-arms. He is getting the champion runner upgrade. He's still working away on that house.
All right. Well, I mean, close game, 0-0 KD. It's been very unique. Typically, we'd see the fishing in the north. And yeah, arson coming in. The eco upgrades need to come in as well for ACCM, as eco should be very flexible here to do so. Losing the barracks is kind of a big deal when you want to make champions. So he can't have that, and ACCM paying very close attention. It turns around immediately against the man-at-arm.
Sebastian spotted the dock in the south. ACCM under the TC from Sebastian, but he's distracted. He did save that men-at-arms at the very last second. He was distracted forward as well.
Yeah. But, I mean, scouting that is a pretty big deal. He just checked with the fishing ship. He could see the dock is there. I don't know if he knows there's been so much happening. He might not know there's villagers there, too.
ACCM? Oh, my God. Both of them are getting distracted.
So much multitasking. There's literally 3 different areas of the map which are really important right now, and they have to manage their economies.
Not a single dock. If one of them could sneak a dock to the north, I think it'd be a while before the other one found it.
Yeah. I'm just more worried about the south right now. I think Sebastian instinctively just sent a fishing ship there, but he hasn't looked back down there to even notice it, because the champions are here, and oh god, the champions, they stack up on different villagers. It should be multiple villager kills. It's going to be 1.
Got 1. Oh, he could get a bunch here if he targets the weak ones. That's 3, 4.
Oh, this
5 maybe? Oh, what a raid from ACCM. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's a huge raid. That's a huge raid. And life doesn't get any easier for Sebastian, too, because the champions can still come out. The champions are very fast. There's also archers from ACCM, but I don't know, man. Losing that archer there is a little sloppy. And Sebastian's now noticed the south situation. I guess ACCM is going to add a Hulk as well at the same time, though. So just instinctually, I think adding that because he thinks the archers could go down there.
It's going to be really difficult to take out any fish with that Hulk, though, because it dies so fast to the arrows from the dock.
I mean, I know that it's 5-1 on the eco KD, but the military count for Sebastian's higher. Sebastian is Persians, so the faster working town centers should recover the Vil count pretty soon here. So I think it's pretty close, and still some question on how this game plays out with the champions long term. If the opponent still has man-at-arms and will have archers with fletching here. The mobility's there, but champions should be dying to man-at-arms. It's just that the champions can outrun the man-at-arms.
Yep.
And no eco upgrades for ACCM.
He doesn't want that to happen again. His TC isn't protecting anything, though. There's nothing near that.
It's a weird maze, though. You never want to run into someone's base when there's this many choke points.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, tower on the gold there for Sebastian. He'll have some archers behind.
Oh, it's a big counterattack loading up here for Sebastian. Onto the berries. ACCM almost done with those. And Sebastian gets really close before he attacks. And now ACCM, the element of surprise here for Sebastian. He's going to kill one villager and drive the other ones off of the berries. That's good reaction timing, all things considered, by ACCM. And he's going to have to move his villagers onto farms. Meanwhile, his counterattack running into walls.
That and the south as well. Sebastian's positioned the Hawks away from the dock. He's taking down the Hulk that ACCM has in defense. And so now the fishing ships and villagers are exposed, and ACCM's not garrisoning because he's got the pressure on his woodline at home. That settlement, a little too boxy there for him, and he bumping into it. He deletes, so he's able to recover. But this is looking so good for Sebastian.
Losing the vills at home. ACCM harassing the woodline a little bit as well. He has a Hulk in the north. Sebastian's going for double dock up there.
Oh my God.
All of those villagers in the south, man, they're dying.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like 4 different things going on. ACCM is chasing down the army. He's also harassing very nicely with his own army. It's actually really, really close. It's just we're not used to seeing people take losses. It's just both players are taking losses in different areas. Now ACCM realizes the south. But he'll clear everything in the north, which is very nice for him.
I think this might have worked out better for ACCM.
Well, don't speak too soon, because I think I think Sebastian, if he can get a quick wall, maybe not. Yeah, maybe you're right. That should be another villager dead.
He cleared the army, and he's actually got his skirms and archers alive. He's got some peace at his home base.
Yeah.
Eco Katie is still 6-6, and he had the first Hulk out in the north.
Also, I know with Sebastian, he's typically pretty late to it and fixes it, but the wood floating for Sebastian's pretty high. And we actually have some farm set up for ACCM, and ACCM's got a lot of gold, and he's dropping a market. If he could buy some res and get to Castle Age quickly, the next wave of champions could be a problem for Sebastian. Especially because his Civ... Well, no, Persians do get longsword. It's just they don't get anything beyond longsword. So I guess technically you could go longsword here with the Persians.
Yep. Little bit of balancing there from ACCM. Resources suddenly looking decent. Sebastian's resources not looking bad either.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time you look at his eco and you're like, it's not balanced with Sebastian. And he's very much like Lewis in this way, where then you look at the queue of villagers and he'll have like 8 vills.
Yeah.
You just look at the food count, there's 100, right? Right now he's got 5. So that's a lot of food in the bank. If he wants to go up, he can just cancel that.
You know what's brutal for Sebastian right now is that his tower only protects one of his resources. Like this,
got the gold. He needed to do it though.
ACCM, his tower, I know long term it looks rough, but it does kind of protect everything. It's so nice on hybrid maps to be able to have a tower that protects everything. Here comes the army now from ACCM, and Sebastian's army on the front. He's going to kill some villagers there. Beyond that, though, there's not a lot of value that he can find, and Sebastian's got to hold on. I would not hate him buying enough stone for another tower.
Oh, he's under the TC now, Sebastian. Splits away.
Well, speaking of, ACCM's going to dive underneath the TC, and Sebastian pre-walled behind it, Dave, to know that his opponent was going to dive there is crazy. And also get the villagers into the TC. Too. Yeah.
Yep. And now he's walling in. The champions are attempting to. This might maybe just put him in there, dude. Don't try and wall this in. You might cause a problem.
I mean, that could have been quite the masterpiece. At the end of the day, it's a lot of idle time forced. And he's still not on the way to Castle Age. And he does click up, though.
Fishing ships in the south going down, and then the villager in the north is being harassed as well. So Sebastian's going to have the docks in the north. He will be later to Castle Age, though. And right now, he still doesn't have a response to these champions. And he's losing bills.
Oh, man, this is a ridiculous game. Well, the thing is, though, ACCM is going to have a far worse economy now because he won't have any eco in the south. And it could easily be like 10 fishing ships for Sebastian in the north. And that's on deep fish, which we haven't seen yet this game. That can make a big difference. So,
but he's also not going to be distracted down there. He'll just... Everything flows towards the champions in the center, right?
I think ACCM needs monks to recover this. You're obviously playing champions. You can clear up a couple of the archers in the back. But your food eco is not good enough to go only champy. And your opponent is always going to play stable units. I think monks are the key now. We'll see if he ends up doing that. But he could break through this house. Sebastian needs stone walls.
Nice.
Lots of harassment from ACCM. And yeah, the archers in the back for Sebastian will get cleared up. As Sebastian goes for a villager kill right before he ends up losing the archers. And doesn't get it.
He really stretched for that one.
Yeah, dude. Now, there's the Champy Warrior upgrade. So this is kind of like the Eagle Warrior upgrade equivalent. That's what the champions are supposed to be, by the way. People don't really know about the champy identity. It's basically like an eagle.
Well, it's like a militia
eagle. Militia eagle, yeah.
Yeah. Illegal, as you would say.
Illegal, exactly. But very fast in the early game, which has been part of the issue. The devs are going to quadruple nerf them, so we might not see them at all. And I got to say, like, close game, very important game. If Sebastian gets the sweep, it's very tough for ACCM to ever get first place in the group, assuming Sebastian plays like this in his final round. I don't know who he plays against.
One notable difference here with Champions versus Eagles is they don't get any bonus against cavalry. So the Knights will be very, very good against them.
Yeah. Which is why the monks are going to be needed. But I feel like with how little HP Sebastian has right now, he does need to be careful. Or sorry, not Sebastian, ACCM needs to wait for those monks to be with the champions. Sebastian's damage control has had to be perfect here. If he made any mistakes, he would lose the game. He'd lose all this eco. And the eco in the north, which another raid's coming in from ACCM. And he's just always a wall or always knights for Sebastian, ready to go. He's playing insane today. He's playing so good.
This is crazy. Especially for such a back and forth crazy game early to get yourself into this situation where you can produce double stable knights.
Yeah.
Really solid from him.
Yeah, I mean, this is just every time I watch Sebastian play these days, it just feels like he's so well prepared and so well practiced.
There are a lot of champions though.
Yeah, that's true. And there's monks too. I really think monks are going to be the key here. There's a lot more value to use a monk to convert a knight than it is to use a monk to convert a champy. But Sebastian will convert a champy and then kill a champy with the converted champy and then still chasing down the champies in the south and still holding. And he's got the fish in the north. Like we said, there's 0 fishing ships for ACCM. Blacksmith is kind of a big deal, though. He doesn't have any blacksmith upgrades. Wow.
Oh, yeah, and the blacksmith's going to go down. I don't know if he can save that. He's trying to bring the knights in from behind. There's 2 monks there. ACCM needs to target those knights immediately. He targets one. He targeted the second one. Does the monk go down? No, he gets the conversion. That's huge for ACCM.
Knight actually... Did the knight just get converted back, though?
Yes.
Wait, now does that knight not get the upgrades because it was on the other team first? I think the upgrade will not apply to that knight because the game will think of it as ACCM's knight.
Yep.
Because it was his for a moment. Nice hold, though, to get the armor upgrade. Nice defense from Sebastian still. He rotates the weak knights back, Dave, so he can heal them up, and then he has the strong knights on the front, and he will take the fight with it.
With the armor.
It's a lot of champions.
This is actually going to be a decent fight. Those champions, though, the knights attacked for 1 second, and there's suddenly 5 dead units.
Look at the
the champions are just so frail.
Look at the patience from Sebastian to just fall back, wait, heal up. Like, this is an intense scenario. There's so much. There should be nerves at play. There should be like mistakes, like some type of overextension or something. Like,
I wonder if, I really wonder if ACCM can add some bolas now.
I
They're
feel
good
like
against cavalry.
Yeah, that's true. I think he's pretty hard committed right now. I still really like the monks, but unfortunately, he's never had the monks with his army. I'm still getting used to the monks as well. They're both the monks and the champions are relatively small units here, and they have the their hats or their headdress or whatever has a white tip, so I always confuse them when I'm playing. Need the monk pointer mod.
Oh, here, big fight, big fight. 3 knights targeted for conversion. We got the stamp ground patrol in from Sebastian. He's going to win this fight.
Both will do it. The knights should win. The knights should win here. It shouldn't even be close. Knights just have better stats, and there's so many of them. And the knights dominate, and Sebastian is going to dominate and win 3-0 over ACCM. I think so. I don't think this is me calling it early. I think all the champions are dead.
No.
This has got to be game. Quick walls from Sebastian. Blocks the champions, and the champions get stuck as well. Cherry on top. So well played. I don't know. Okay, now he's...
There's more monks and more champions coming out from ACCM, though. I mean, I think he's trying to make something happen. Still doesn't have double bid axe. We got to point that out.
Yeah. Yeah, that was... I mean, that should have been a masterpiece there, but that was the downside of using stand ground, is your units didn't auto-attack. You just let the units escape. But I think it's reached the point where you have enough knights, you just clear everything, and he charges forward. He'll get to the far side of the champions, so the champions can't do much. And I would just say go forward and kill the monks now from ACCM. Just snipe them. Give him the conversions. It doesn't matter if the monks aren't there for the second wave, but he continues to be patient. And continues to have a stellar
Siege
farming
Workshop
eco here. 21 farms.
from ACCM. I don't know what he's expecting to do with that Siege Workshop.
That's
I mean,
that's the Siege Workshop you place before you lose the 20 champies.
yeah.
But he knows he's behind and he needs to kill. So I mean, in theory, the Siege Workshop is needed to break the opponent. But Sebastian's just sitting back. He doesn't want to take many risks. I think he could have continued to fight here. We'll have conversions on both sides. In theory, this could be a bit better for ACCM because he's converting the higher value unit, but that's still a lot of knights. And the monks are getting sniped as well. That's the key now. And the monks for Sebastian are still alive. And yeah, this is over. This is GG.
Wow. I did not expect this. This has been a beatdown by Sebastian this set. ACCM not looking great. Sebastian looking amazing.
Yeah. And just how much of it is just because of Sebastian's level, right? Like, very few players can make ACCM look like he's not at the top of his game. He's always at the top of his game. And maybe it is him at the top of his game. And we've also had the conversation on the Champies, right? Like, Champies OP is what everyone's saying. All the other players have been banning these civs. Sebastian doesn't, and then he just beats it with Persians. Very well played.
I mean, in the feudal age, that was very back and forth, but I think Sebastian just did a slightly better job of noticing all of the attacks a little bit sooner.
Agreed.
Right? Like, we had 4 or 5 attacks going on the wood line, on ACCM's wood line. Then there was the berries for ACCM. There was the docks in the north, the docks in the south. And it felt like Sebastian, while he did take losses due to not noticing armies, he was just a little bit quicker on everything than ACCM, and it kind of snowballed in his favor, especially with the stuff in the south.
And the multitasking is typically one of the things we applaud ACCM for, right? But this was high tides on another level. We had the shoreline in the north add value. We had the water in the south and the hunt in the south. And we had melee units and range units from both players all around the base. So yeah, there was literally everything you'd want here. I can't say much more than congratulations to Sebastian. That is just domination right there. And now I pull it up. I don't know who he plays in the final round. That is important, of course. But from my understanding, that should put him in a firm control of the group now, unless he were to let some games slip away in the final round. Yeah, it'll be Sebastian Lewis final round. I mean, that's not an easy final round, to be honest. And Lewis still has to play Nikov as well, so maybe Lewis is still in the running there. But 3-0 for Sebastian. The odds say 90% chance for first place now. And
that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
If I were him.
For ACCM, it's 1%.
Still not in trouble. Yeah, he's still not in trouble. He's got 8 points in the group.
Yeah.
He should still advance to the playoff. And he's got running coming up.
Agreed.
So he should still advance to the playoffs, but that's a really good result for Sebastian. He's only lost 2 games in Titans League this season. ACCM had only lost 1 coming in here, so
yeah.
It's an impressive resume there for Sebastian.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a weird group, guys. Nikov versus Lewis is scheduled for this round, of course. But Nikov having some health concerns. We're hoping he gets better. That's probably going to be covered next round, so next week. So that'll mean the end of this group is even more intense because we'll have Nikov Lewis and Sebastian Lewis and Nikov freaking Andy, as well as ACCM running over the course of a couple days.